Good evening. With the Guyana Learning Channel's news in capsule for Monday, June 21, 2021, I am Kingsley Bryan. Here are some of the top stories we will be covering this evening. Following this weekend's fire at the North Rheinfeldt Multilateral School, the Education Ministry stands ready to support. Minister Manik Chand said, "No one will be at a disadvantage." Also, we'll tell you that $3.6 billion has been approved for hospitals upgrades. 3 hospitals already identified for modernization. And 3 Friends Dike to reprint soon. Emergency works are being executed in the area. And the GNBS encourages labs to get certified. That is to ensure high-quality service to customers. In the region, we'll tell you that the Jamaican Prime Minister distributes tablets to students. That is to help close learning loss gaps. And internationally, those Diamond Rush stones are quartz. Excitement stemmed from hope for betterment. And now for the news in detail. Following the destruction of the North Rheinfeldt Multilateral School by fire at the weekend, Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manik Chand, has stated that the ministry would take every step to support students and teachers of the North Rheinfeldt Multilateral School. Minister Manik Chand, who was at the scene of the blaze on Saturday, relayed that education officials were already in discussions about placement for affected students who are preparing for the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, or CSEC exams. The minister further noted that officers present in the Ministry of Education are currently working on a feasible plan to ensure those students sitting the examinations are in no way disenfranchised, and a meeting was held today, Monday, to that effect.
If one of your considerations is, and that's why I said to you, speak to us openly. We don't have open press in this house for a reason, because we didn't want you to be uncomfortable. If you are worried, and it is fine to be worried about that at this time, when we've had COVID and floods and all kinds of other things that seriously affected people's pockets. If one of the things you're worried about is transportation, or my child gets to come to school and they run home to eat, and that's going to be taken away, those are things we can fix by providing transp, by providing a little stipend for those things. So don't let those things get in the way of the venue we choose. We can fix those other things. That's one of the ways we can support you in, like I said, whatever kind of support you might need.
Minister Manik Chand added that while this is an unspeakable loss, every possible measure will be put in place to cushion the impact of the fire. The North Rheinfeldt Multilateral School is listed as one of the top schools in the city, with a population of 512 students and 35 teachers. And we'll tell you that Guyana has been approved a total of $17.5 million or 3.6 billion Ghana dollars line of credit by the government of India to execute modernization works on 3 of the country's primary health care facilities. According to a report from the Guyana Chronicle, High Commissioner of India to Guyana, Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, the contract has already been awarded for the preparation and submission of design for the upgrades, which will take effect at 3 hospitals, namely the Sadi Regional Hospital in Region 2, the West Demerara Regional Hospital in Region 3, and the Bartika District Hospital in Region 7. In the report, the High Commissioner said that once the designs are finalized, the Indian government will move towards tendering for awarding of the contract to undertake the actual construction works required for the upgrades. The fully modernized hospitals will also benefit from a fully electronic records system, which will make it easier to compile and track patient information. The modernization of the 3 Indian finance hospitals will complement the government's ongoing efforts to convert all of its medical institutions into climate-resilient facilities. The Smart Hospital Conversion Project has already commenced with 5 hospitals. And in other news, a report coming from the Department of Public Information has stated that residents of 3 Friends and nearby Kumaka and Maria Elizabeth, Region 10 will soon see repairs to a damaged dike in the area which has exacerbated flooding in recent days. Minister of Home Affairs, the Honorable Robeson Ben, who visited the communities, along with Minister Nigel Dharamlal, made this disclosure Sunday during flood assessments at Three Friends and Kumaka. The ministers were accompanied by Regional Executive Officer Mr. Dwight John. Minister Ben said the sand dike at Three Friends had eroded following torrential rains, which placed mined-out reservoirs under stress. Engineers from the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, the NDIA, and the Regional Democratic Council of Region 10 will be part of that assessment. The NDIA is already executing emergency works in the community. Additionally, the minister noted that the Ministry of Public Works would be approached to restore the roadway that links the three communities. Significant sections of the road have become impassable due to flooding. Minister Dharamlal also revealed that water tanks would be placed in the communities, since many septic tanks and latrines are underwater. Several residents also received sanitation hampers. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, and the Civil Defense Commission will conduct detailed damage sector assessments in Region 2, 5, 6, 7, and 10 this week. Those assessments will guide a report outlining the extent of the damage and provide estimations for recovery in the mining, agriculture, health, water, and sanitation infrastructure, including roads, bridges, housing, and also the social sectors. Guyana has already received support from CDEMA after President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali declared the countrywide flood a national disaster. The CDC had elevated flooding across the country to a level 2 disaster. CDEMA describes this level as one in which the nation's capacity to respond is not overwhelmed, but some external assistance is required. Meanwhile, Director General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Vishwa Mahadio, has praised the work of the ministry's rehabilitation program, which he said has been leading in the fight against COVID-19. During the launch of Rehab Week, Dr. Mahadio said Guyanese need to be more informed about the service. Director of Rehab Services, Dr. Ariane Mangar, who was also present at the launch, said physiotherapists play a critical role when attending to the needs of COVID-19 patients, since they respond differently to the disease. She further added that workers attached to the COVID-19 units are of the utmost importance to patients recovering from the disease. She noted that rehab departments have remained open during the pandemic to assist those persons. The service has also been made available in Regions 1, 7, and 9. Meanwhile, COVID-19 survivor Mr. Nias Suban said he continued physiotherapy sessions even after he was discharged. He expressed gratitude to the rehab department for its work. Rehab Week 2021 is being observed under the theme Rehabilitation in the Frontline during the COVID-19 pandemic, and it will run from June 20 to 26. And the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, GNBS, is encouraging laboratories to become certified, which would ensure high-quality service for their customers. Head of Corporate Communications, Mr. Lloyd David, in an interview with the Department of Public Information, said that the certification process is simple. He explained that the lab can approach GNBS once it has completed the technical requirements articulated in the standard. He said the process involves a visit to the laboratory and an audit of the system. The audit department of the GNBS then audits the system and makes sure that it is meeting the requirements of the standard. Once they are meeting the requirements of the standard, then the laboratory can be certified. Laboratories are certified by the GNBS's National Laboratory Standard GYS 170-2009, General Requirements for the Operation of a Laboratory. This standard allows those laboratories to develop a comprehensive system meeting technical, safety, and management system requirements. Conformity to the standard facilities the delivery of accurate and reliable test results to clients. Laboratories which conform to the requirements of this national standard are provided with formal recognition to verify that they have implemented an effective laboratory management system. The application form for certification is also available on the website at gnbsgy.org under the Certification tab. And Minister of Housing and Water, the Honorable Colin Crow, led a two-day outreach to riverine communities within the Mabaruma sub-district, where he visited some 542 families affected by floods. Minister Crowell, who was accompanied by the regional chairman, Mr. Brent Ashley, and the regional executive officer, Mr. Tikaram Bissessar, visited and distributed hampers and cleaning supplies to every household in Kinchi Creek, Aruka Mouth, Smith Creek, Morawana, Imbutero, Wanakai, Araru, Sacred Heart, St. Dominic, Lower Carabobo, Arukaimai, and Wakarabi. During his engagements with residents, Minister Crowell, who also holds geographical responsibility for the region, explained that the initiative forms part of the government's immediate response to community affected by floods. As such, Minister Crowell said an emergency plan was initiated, which saw the continued assessment of flooding countrywide and food hampers and shelters provided to families in need. This is the initial phase, and we will have to continue to assess the farmlands and see what further assistance can be provided, the minister said. Minister Crowell said that once the water recedes, the technical officers from the various departments from the Ministry of Agriculture will conduct a further assessment to ascertain what level of support can be provided to cash crop and cattle farmers. A similar exercise was held along the Barama River in Moruca last weekend. Over 400 families from Santa Rosa, Chinese Landing Kukarite, Waikaribi, Karayako, Warapoka, and Ayana Landing benefited from hampers. And in the world of sports, we'll tell you that Emmanuel Archibald leaped to the men's long jump title, while Daniel Williams powered to the 200 meters title at the National Track and Field facility at Leonora. The National Senior Athletics Championship wrapped up on Sunday and saw the best of Guyanese athletes in stiff competition with each other over the weekend. And in news from the region, 40 students selected from 3 primary schools in the St. Catherine South Central were brought smiles as they received tablets from Prime Minister Andrew Holness under the Positive Jamaica initiative on Friday. The Prime Minister told the teachers and students who gathered at the Harmony Gospel Chapel that it was their duty to support education at the primary level. Holness implored the recipients to take care of the gifts. One student relayed, open quote, "I can now do my online work without disturbing my mother's phone. I feel very good and I'm going to take care of it," end of quote. Meanwhile, Principal of Homestead Primary, Sophia Deer, praised the Prime Minister's gesture, saying that the donation would help close the gap in learning loss. St. Catherine South Central Member of Parliament, Dr. Andrew Withley, a longtime Holness loyalist, said the students were selected on a needs basis by the principal of each school. And that story was extracted and modified from the Jamaica Gleaner. And internationally, in an update to a report which was carried on the GLC News, the South African government says the stones found in a village last month are not diamonds but quartz. A cattle herder first uncovered the stones in KwaZulu-Natal province. It prompted thousands to rush to Kawalati village, more than 300 kilometers southeast of Johannesburg. But after conducting tests, officials have said the stones are quartz crystals, which are far less valuable. After feldspar, quartz is the most abundant mineral in the Earth's crust. The tests conducted conclusively revealed that the stones discovered in the area are not diamonds, a local government statement reportedly said. The rush occurred in one of South Africa's poorest regions. The country, which already suffers from high levels of economic inequality, has seen a surge in joblessness amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. According to Johns Hopkins University data, South Africa has recorded more cases than any other on the continent, with 1.8 million confirmed infections. And that story was extracted and modified from the BBC. And that's our news broadcast for Monday, June 21, 2021. Please join us for a rebroadcast tomorrow morning. On behalf of myself and technical teams, thanks for watching. Please remember to stay tuned to our NGSA booster programs. And remember to observe all the necessary precautionary methods to fight off COVID-19. We're all in this fight together. Good evening.